So there's something I want to share because I read this on Rosh Hashanah and it was very inspiring. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov says in connection to Adam and Chava, he says, what's the concept of Chava? He says the Chava represents the power of speech. As we know, women have most of the power of speech. It's their strength and it's their downfall also. She's like Chava spoke to the snake. And a woman, we learn how to pray from a woman, from Hannah, that we read on Rosh Hashanah. The power of speech is connected to the woman, prayer, speech. So what it means, what does it mean now that Hashem had to take out of Adam the woman? He had to take that power of speech. That means that the reason we marry a woman is we need to marry the power of speech. How many men complain that their wife complains? They complain of the complaint that their wife complains of speak too much or always want to communicate. We have to become communicator. Actually, Chava means to communicate. It has to do with communication. So we need to really understand that the reason we marry, or the first marriage is within ourselves, is to marry, to become one with our power of speech, our power of expression. This is how I can be a Chava to Hashem. This is how I can connect to my femininity and be an articulator. We have to be like Chava, the articulator, the one that knows how to communicate. This is our female energy that enables us to be Hashem's wife. And that's our challenge. Our challenge is to really be able to become beings that are one, that are married within ourselves, our male and female energy, and need to be able to use my Chava. We have in us all the people that are listening in the Torah. We have a Haman, we have a Esav, we have a Yaakov, Abraham, Yitzchak. Each one are in us, and we need to use them. So you need to marry your Chava. You need to marry that power in you, which is connected to the power of speech, of prayer, of communicating. And learn from the women how to communicate properly, how to share with emotions. That will enable us to pray. So, Bezat Hashem, that should be something that we take with us for the year and look at a complete new way on Bereshis of the story of Adam and Chava. It's the story of a man trying to connect to his power of communication, his power of articulating what he feels, what he needs. Adam was not saying anything. Adam was not eating anything. Adam was not doing anything. And she came to him and say, you need to do something. You need to eat or not eat. Eat from the tree Etz HaChaim or eat from the Tzadas. You cannot do anything. You need to speak. And that's our greatest strength. Like the Vinay Gaon says, all our power, all our mistakes come from the power of speech. That's why the snake is connected to Chava, who was talking. He talked to her. He talked her into it. So there's always a danger because speech is so powerful. But that's our power of, as human beings, we have the power of speech. While learning Torah and davening, there lies our greatest strength, our greatest power, and there lies our greatest downfall. So that's what we have to be careful about and learn to identify within ourselves, to work on, and understanding that Hashem did that to Adam. He took the power of speech out of him because he didn't speak to God, so to speak. He didn't want to know, he didn't articulate. We don't see Adam speaking at all until Hashem comes to him and says, "Where are you?" There's no speech of Adam at all until that time. Hashem commanded him, do this, do that, and there's no communication. The first one to communicate is Chava with the snake. So now we know a bit more. Hashem was just waiting for us to speak to him. Even it says that Hashem gives nisyonos and tsaros to the tzaddikim or to the imaot. They make them barren because he wants their speech. They want their prayers. He loves their prayer. So we're pushed constantly to speak. Our greatest downfall, perhaps, is that we don't speak to God. If you speak to God, and that's actually Rav Nachman of Breslov says, every day spend at least an hour talking to God. As if to say every day you should spend at least 1 hour talking to your wife. You practice home, and then you can do it in real life. We daven 3 times a day. Just like we speak to our spouse in the morning, we wake up in the morning, then in the afternoon at some point, and then at night when we come back. It should be regular communication. God willing, we shall be able to achieve true unity with ourselves, with Adam and Chava, and be real articulators, authentic communicators.